So part of it is, I think, just getting used to the identities, and just like that very first page of the notes, like referring back to that kind of over and over again. But yeah, the strategy I like best when it's like simple stuff like this, is getting everything in terms of sine and cosine. So secant is 1 over cosine x times cosecant is 1 over sine x minus tangent is sine over cosine. So then when you're dealing with something like this where you're subtracting two terms, since our goal is to get to one trig function, we're going to need to subtract these fractions. So I need to find a common denominator. So over here, I've got cosine x sine x, and I've got the sine x over cosine x. So I need to get a common denominator. So I've already got cosine x over here. I've got it right there. So I'm going to multiply by this fraction, sine x over sine x, because that equals 1, so I'm really not doing anything. And I'll simplify that. So 1 over cosine x sine x. So now I've got a common denominator. I've got sine squared x on the top, and I've got the common denominator, sine x. And so, excuse my terrible handwriting, on the top, I've got 1 minus sine squared x, and then I got cosine x sine x. So you want to get used to recognizing whenever you have a sine squared or a cosine squared in particular. The other ones also, there's like cotangent and secant. Again, it's on the front page. This is one of those Pythagorean identities, and this comes from the cosine squared x plus sine squared x. I'm gonna equals 1. Go away, go away. Equals 1. So this actually equals cosine squared x. Again, if you look at that Pythagorean identity, that's where that comes from. So we've got cosine squared x over cosine x sine x. So there's actually just one or two more things here. So now we can simplify this. I can cancel out one of those cosines. So I'm left with cosine x on the top over sine x. And then again, this isn't yet to one trig identity. We just want 1, but this is cotangent. It's the reverse of tangent. So that's going to be the answer. So again, good strategies are trying to get everything in terms of cosine and sine. And then if you're subtracting or adding two things, put them together. And again, really keep an eye out for these kinds of identities when you've got sine squared, cosine squared, secant squared, those that can become one thing as well.